right, got some Snake River Farms Kurobuta Pork. That's a tough word to say. But anyway, so I got some spare ribs. I got some pork shorties. Never done pork shorties. It's going to be cool. The ribs kind of look like just miniature dino ribs, like miniature beef ribs. So first thing I'm going to do is I take a look and see what we got going on. There's membrane still on this thing. We're going to have to clean that up. Look at the fat between the meat there. That is going to be killer when that renders. It's going to be so good. But I got to clean up this the membranes here. It's weird. The spare ribs, they took off half the membrane and left half. So I don't know if the butcher was just in a rush or if that was on purpose or what. But I'm going to clean that up as well. So pretty simple. Let's get a knife. I mean, you can do it with a spoon or a butter knife too. And I'm just kind of trying to get between the membrane and the bone. And just kind of pry it up a little bit. And then I grab a paper towel and just kind of clear it off. This is a good example right here on the spare rib. It's really easy. Go all the way through, kind of pry it up a little bit. Just like that. Get my thumb in there. Kind of hold it up and boom. Easy stuff. It's a little slippery, so a paper towel helps. We do that because when you bite into it, when it's all cooked, I don't want to bite in and have like some leathery, like, bite. Like when I bite into it, I just want to have a smooth, clean pull. That texture is super important. It's, almost as important as the flavor. So we good. Looking good. Let's get these bad boys rubbed. All right, I got my my pork rub here. I'll throw the recipe up on the screen for you guys. Super easy rub to make, and it works great for me. It caramelizes perfect. It's awesome. So I'm going to cover the meat. I'm going to make sure it's all coated really well. I don't want to get so thick that it's like cakey, but I want to make sure every piece of meat's got some seasoning and some rub on it. So make sure I got a good coat all the way around, and then I kind of shake off the loose stuff. So there we go. These are looking awesome. All right, we're looking good. Got my meat rubbed, and who doesn't like a good meat rub, right? All right, cool. Well, I let those rest for like an hour or whatever, maybe hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and get my grills going. It's a good time to get the fire right, get the temps going, get to a consistent temperature. So what I'm doing today is a Weber Performer versus my Weber Summit Charcoal Grill. The Weber Summit Charcoal Grill is awesome. It's kind of Weber's version of the Big Green Egg or the Primos. It's their answer to the ceramics. And it holds temp better than a ceramic. I've had Primos in the past. I love this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get my lighter cube going. I'm going to get just a few briquettes going. Because I just want to get enough going to start the fire, right? I don't want to have a huge hot fire. I'm going to do the same on the Performer here. I'm going to get probably 10 or 15 briquettes, just enough to kind of fill the bottom of my slow and sear. I got some cherry wood in there. It's going to be awesome. So let me get this hot. And I just use a lighter cube. I've never used my auto start on here. So I'm not filling the chimneys all the way up because, like I said, we're going to go low and slow on these things. So I want to make sure I have just enough briquettes in the summit to get the fire going from the corner. And then I want enough in my Performer to just fill the bottom of my slow and sear. That's going to help me keep indirect. It's going to help me keep it at about 250 is what I'm looking for the ribs on the Performer, and I'm looking for 225 for the spare ribs on my Summit Charcoal Grill. My kid acting a fool. And here's my grill buddy, Riley. She's always hanging out. So now I've removed the chimneys, kind of got everything in position, so I can go ahead and pour the briquettes into the slow and sear here. Adjust my vents to about halfway open in the bottom. And let's pour these bad boys in. Now you notice I didn't let them all get glowing red hot because, like I said, we're trying to keep the temp low and slow here. And I poured it on top of some wood because obviously we're smoking the meat. So we want to get some of the wood already kind of red hot and thin blue smoke coming off of it, so I don't get that billowing like over smoked flavor. So yeah, it's looking good, looking right. And then you see how I've set this up. So I'm going to burn from the left part, basically about 10, 11 o'clock, down to the right, because I'm going to be using Barbecue Guru, and so it's going to vent from down below. So that's all there is to it with the Weber Summit charcoal. It's super cool. It comes with a heat deflector, so I never have direct heat. Temp control on this thing is amazing. And here we go. Get the lid on. We're going to let them heat up. Come back. Hopefully, my Performer will get it about 240, 250, and then I will throw pork shorties on there and go ahead. And so this is the heat diffuser for this Weber Summit charcoal. It's awesome. It really is. Like, I can just put meat on there and never have to worry about any direct heat. Works great. So I gotta get my grate. Speaking of works great, I had to get my. We'll put the shorties on probably about an hour before I put the spare ribs on. Just because they're going to take a little longer to cook. Thicker piece of meat, I mean, it's not hard to figure out. Alright, we're looking good. Let's check this out. So I've got the Inkbird monitoring my internal temp because the gauge, you know, the stock gauges that come with grills are just really kind of useless. And I've got my Barbecue Guru for my internal on my Weber Summit charcoal grill. And what these allow me to do is I can monitor temps of the internal, the ambient temp, as well as the internal temp of the food from my phone. Just like this. So that's the Guru. Here's the Inkbird. And just from my phone, I can see what's going on with both. Super cool, easy apps to use. All right, cool. We're about 250 now on the Performer, on my kettle. So I'm gonna get the shorties going. I want to keep them away from the direct heat as much as possible, so I'm going to put them, pretty far from the fire, and let these things go for about an hour, and then we'll get the spare ribs going. So now I've got my Barbecue Guru Pit Viper fan hooked up. So I close my bottom vent all the way because all the air coming into the grill should come through the fan. And then I'll use the top vents to control temp. If I need it to get hotter, I open them more. If I need it to cool down, I close them more. And we're looking good. We're just right about at 220. 225 is what I'm really shooting for. Over here, we're at 230. I need to, 230 to 250 is cool. I really want to be more at the 250 side. So I might adjust the vents and open them up a little more here. But we're good. Let's get these spare ribs going. And like I said, because of the heat diffuser, I can just throw these things right in the middle of the grill. I don't have to worry about doing a snake method. I don't have to worry about, where my slow and sear is positioned or any of that. The heat diffuser is just awesome. Just put them right on, right in the middle. That's it. Let's let these bad boys go for a while. I'm probably gonna let them go for about 3 to 4 hours until I see the bark that I want, and then I'll wrap them and let them go. So yeah, now we're right around the 250 mark. This is perfect. See where my bottom vent is. Top vent's probably about 90% closed. Should work just fine. All right. Still holding temp pretty good. Open the vents a little bit because it started to dip a little. But we're good, you know. Like I said, between 230, 250, everything's fine. And over here, we're about 220. Trying to get it back up to 225. You know, when you first put the meat in, it kind of dips, so. So look at this gauge. It says we're under 200, but my real ambient's 220. So stock gauges are just, it's a waste. It's a really good idea to make sure you have something, a digital thermometer, monitoring your internal temp. Look at this, says I'm, you know, getting close to 300, but it's really 245. So my fuel started to burn out, and that's going to happen when I'm going low and slow. So I'm going to add a little more wood, a couple briquettes. On the Weber Summit, I don't have to worry about that. The fuel consumption on these things is so efficient. But, so here we are. We've got a good bark going. It's time to wrap these bad boys. It's been about 3.5 hours. So I'm going to wrap them. And I do that because it kind of helps the meat braise. It really renders the fat without drying out the outer portion of the meat. So it's real important to kind of protect that from drying out. Well, we'll wrap them up and throw them back in. You know, probably another hour, hour and a half. And then after that, I'll take a look, and if they look right, we'll pull them out of the wrap and sauce them and let them go for a little while and let the sauce caramelize. All right, look at these. The shorties are looking good too. Get these bad boys wrapped. And when I wrap these, same thing. I want to protect the bark from getting, you know, too deep into the meat and going out. But what I did was I poured a little beer in with each one just to add some steam to speed these along and, like I said, braise the meat more. And you really need some liquid in there. So it's been about an hour. I'm going to sauce them up. I like to get a good coating of sauce on my ribs to make sure it caramelizes in the heat. And so we'll put these back in and let them roll for probably another hour. And then take a look at these spare ribs. Oh yeah, these are looking right. Let's see if they got a good bend to them. What I'm looking for is that they'll bend pretty easy, but they don't rip open, because that's when they're overcooked, right? So check these bad boys out. They're ready to be sauced up. Good coat of sauce, you know, caramelizes with the heat, and it really adds to that, just that amazing bark you want. Plus, I'm just a sauce guy. I know a lot of people that love, they just like to do a dry rub on their ribs, and that's cool, you know, whatever, it's all personal preference. I'm just a barbecue sauce guy. I love it. I think it's great. A lot of times I use my own sauce. Today I'm just using Sweet Baby Ray's, which is an amazing sauce that you can find at any store. But, you know, it doesn't have all the flavor profiles that I get when I make my own sauce, but it's pretty damn good. Man, that looks good. Oh boy. Wish you guys could smell it. It's about time to flip these things. Gotta get the other side. Man, I'm getting hungry. This looks so good. Oh, the smell. Unbelievable. You know, it's kind of a trip. So these Kurobuta pork, it's you know, it's more expensive. It's supposed to have an amazing flavor, But honestly, there's less meat on these spare ribs than I'm used to seeing when I get KC ribs. But boy, there sure is a lot of fat. It's going to be good stuff. I can tell just from the smell. I mean, this is amazing. Man, that's pretty. All right, we looking good. We done. Look at this. So they really, you know, I want to make sure the fat's rendered. But I don't want to, you know, I don't want it falling off the bone. So this is the bend I was telling you guys about. I want to make sure it has a good bend, but it doesn't like break. So look at that. So that is ready to go, but it's not tearing the meat. You know, your ribs are overcooked if you can actually pull the bones out. I want to have some pull when I bite into it. And these little shorties, holy moly. Look at how much the meat and the fat is rendered, so it's shrank and the bones are sticking out. Oh, I can feel the fat jiggling in there. I'm really interested to dig into these. Like I said, I've never done pork shorties. So, really interested to see how these bad boys turned out. But boy, oh, it looks so good. Yeah. This is going to be awesome. All right, then let's get the spare ribs out and take them in the house and wrap them and let them rest for. I let them rest for a good 20-30 minutes. Let the steam kind of build up and really kind of finish them off. Look at that bend, is perfect. Man, I ain't one to brag, but this shit looks pretty damn good. Turn off my Inkbird. All right, cool. Let's take them in the house and give them a wrap and rest. Whew, that looked good. Cannot wait to dig in. A little foil wrap. Like I said, you know, these things they'll come up another 5 or 10 degrees over the next half hour just being wrapped. I want to make sure I really trap all the steam in here, because I really want to keep all that moisture in. All right, here we go. The scary part, the reveal. Let's see how it turned out, man. I'm excited. All right, let's cut into one of these bad boys. See what's going on. Oh, what's it gonna look like? Oh, are you kidding me? Look at this. Oh my, jeez. Man, that is just juicy love. Look at this. Oh, it's already dripping. I don't even go. Oh, holy jeez. All right, let's check out the spares. What do we got going on here? Man, I can already see I got a good bark. Got a good smoke ring. The key is, what do they taste like though, man? Let's check this out. Oh. Check out this bite and texture. Yep. There it is. Nailed it. Oh, so good. Well, thanks for watching, you guys, man. Really, you gotta give this cut a try, but this was amazing. So good. Family loved it. Thanks to the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill, Weber Kettle. Can't go wrong. Remember, keep it meaty, guys.